Hello, I'm just doing a little zhuzh day to night because I've got the crux of my makeup on. I've been pottering about today and I'm going out this evening. So I thought it was a nice opportunity to show you some of the MAC Christmas collection, and I'm going to get myself ready. Had my hair done today with Mark in Birmingham. If you are in Birmingham, Mark Umberto is the one to go to. I'm going to start by going in with this Deep Twinkle Extra Dimension eyeshadow, by the way. Yes, so Mark did my makeup today, fluffy brush, my makeup, my hair. If you are someone that doesn't wish to be insulted by the hairdresser, I wouldn't recommend you go to him because he is the biggest wind-up merchant you'll ever meet in your whole life. But if you are happy to have absolutely every bit of a joke made at your expense and have a laugh with him, I do actually love going to him for my hair. I really look forward to seeing him. He's hilarious. So yeah, the reason for the makeup zhuzh, which is even better, is I'm going to my young nephew's school disco this evening. So I just thought I'd make myself look presentable. It's yet to be confirmed what I'm doing at the disco. I'm either going to be on manicures or face paints, so we shall see. But why not get a bit of makeup on to go there? So I'm just buffing this all over the lids. I've gone in with a fluffy brush because I kind of just want a bit of a wash of colour. You're going to see why, because I've got something else that I'm going to layer on the lids themselves. The extra dimension eyeshadows, they're designed to just really give a bit of depth to the eyes rather than really load the pigment on. If you see them up close, they're actually quite sheer and, I don't know what the word is I would use, maybe ethereal. So I'm just going to do a nice wash all over those lids. I'm going to take a clean brush as well, little pixie one, and just buff out those harsher lines. Pixie actually are a really, really unsung hero for brushes. Their brushes are so soft, especially for the likes of blending or complexion. Really, really great brushes. Okay, so I've got that little wash on. I'm going to take a tiny bit of that same Skin Finish shadow on a pointed brush and just take that under the lash line also. I'll show you some of these sets in a bit, but to be honest, when it comes to Christmas, you actually can't go wrong at MAC. Everything is in a lovely bag. The packaging's always lovely. I used to love, when I worked at Selfridges, I used to love the MAC Christmas launch day, and I'd go into the office and go, right, who's buying for who? This is what you need. This set is really good. The brushes are really good in this one. I really miss all of that, actually. I'm also going to go in with now Wishful Thinking Spellbinder Shadow. Lovely little glittery lid. This is what I mean about the limited packaging. These shadows are really strange. That is loose pigment, but the way it's magnetised, it kind of doesn't fall out. But if you just press your finger into it, it comes off in those waves. It's so lovely. So while I've got that on my finger, actually, I'm just going to press that onto the lid. And then what I want is for that to ease gently into that softer crease colour and just give me a lovely little Christmas smoky ready for my Christmas party. I feel like I should just pack this and give everyone a little MAC Christmas smoke. What do you think? Okay, so There we go. I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to actually pack on a little bit more. The lighting's a bit funny here because it's quite dark and I'm relying on my mirror. So that may look a bit bizarre when I'm in the broad daylight of the kitchen, but we'll soon see. Okay, so eyes are on. I'm actually not going to use any liner because I want to really show off that purple. I'm just going to go back in with that blending brush and make sure that that joins the shadow in the best possible way. And now I'm going to load up on mascara. So I'm going to take 3D Black. Basically this, the shadow, the mascara, another shadow like that one in a kind of pearly gold, again with those stars on. And black track liner, which if you are going to get a black liner from MAC, that's a liquid. It's very, very kind of wet look black. It's lovely. All of those little bits come in one of the sets. So that's one of the sets I wanted to show you. So you've kind of got everything you need for like a softer smoky eye or a richer smoky eye. Right, I'm going to go in with a bit of this. Again, using my little tip from Quailon, looking down into my mirror to catch all the lashes. I need to tuck my hair out the way. Mark said to me earlier on, what is that in your fringe? And it was bright red. And it was lipstick from the other day. Because you know when you're having your colour done, you have to leave your hair a bit greasy. Well, I hadn't washed it and I had lipstick in it for days. And I always have like mascara in it, something in it. God knows how I got my lipstick in there, but I did manage to. So I'll just make sure my hair is tucked out the way. Because I will be dry shampooing this blow dry for as long as I can physically get away with. Okay. One of the things I'd say, I know it sounds really obvious, but this time of year, I feel like we're all a little bit more experimental with makeup because you'll be going out, seeing someone you haven't seen in ages and you'll think, oh, I'll use that, I'll use this, I'll use that. Just make sure you're keeping on top of washing your brushes now more than ever, because if your brushes are clean, it does the work for you. Like how easy was that first eyeshadow to buff on? Used a clean little Charlotte Tilbury blending brush. Did all the work for me. Okay, so nice bit of mascara, fab. I'm just going to, for argument's sake, make my brows a tiny bit touched up, but I'm going to leave the centres quite fluffy. I plucked a bit too much the other day and I'm a bit conscious that there's a few gaps, but I'm just going to keep that nice and fresh and brushed. That's the Anastasia Brow Wiz, nice thin end. I'm still weighing up whether I'm going to go for a red lip or a nude lip. So I'm going to touch up the rest of my complexion and see how I feel. First, I'm going to take, this is the palette I've been using, the Stardit Face Compact in Light. This has blushes, highlighters, all with the lovely stars on. I'm going to take this kind of creamy white shade and just take a little bit of that as a highlight on the inner corners to really widen and brighten the inner corners of the eyes there. And I'm going to take a tiny bit on the brow bone. Lovely. Now, I have had my base on all day, but it was raining and I've had my hair washed, so they might have taken a bit of the hairline. So I'm just going to top up some CC Medium on my face. I'm home for the weekend and I packed quite light, so I haven't got all of my brushes. I'm going to take the Hourglass number 2 brush, which I usually use for powders and things, but it's actually really lovely with complexion. Super, super fluffy to just... have I got blusher on? I have got blusher on. I'm going to go over the whole thing and then start again. Yeah, really fluffy to give you a nice smooth finish. It's not the best for building up coverage, this brush, because it's so soft, but for the likes of this purpose, where I don't actually need to build up coverage because I've already got my coverage on, I just want to give a nice soft airbrush on top of what I've already put. I'm going to put a little bit more of that on. It's absolutely perfect for that kind of purpose. See how the forehead's a bit paler there? I mean, I obviously go a bit richer with all of these things anyway. So once I've been in the basin and that hairline's been rinsed, there's a few tweaks and corrections to be made. There we go. 11 minutes. I think I've figured out how to do my more than 10 minutes. Well, I hope so. We'll soon find out, won't we? Okay, just going to set that with a little bit of powder. I've got setting powder down here, just plain loose powder. I'm going to set my whole forehead so that the makeup doesn't rub off onto my new hair. Trying to show you the colours there. I feel like the light is so bright, it's almost not giving us the chance. Okay, tiny bit of bronzer. I take that through the cheeks, down the nose, across the forehead. This camera now, I got an upgrade on my phone recently. I feel like it is the most brutal level of detail. Like, it's great because you can really see everything, but you can see every bit of texture every time I'm not fully buffing everything in. I just used that brush, by the way. If you've ever gone in with your powder and you think, oh, I've gone in a bit harsh or whatever, just use the same brush that you put your base on and gently buff it out and it'll do the job. Okay. I'm going to take, which one? I'm going to take this warmer blush here. Just take it on a nice fluffy brush over my cheeks. You'll have to excuse me, I did use my brushes this morning as well, so they're not spotlessly clean after I've just said make sure you wash your brushes at this time of year. But you get the gist. Now these blushes have got a bit of shimmer to them, so again it's just going to add to that really lovely glowy finish. Love that. I'm going to take a tiny bit of the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. Now this isn't a concealer because it's peach, it is literally just to correct, but what I love about it is it's really dewy, and if you're a bit blue, I've been getting really quite blue under my eyes, to be honest. If you're a bit blue and tired, it just knocks out the blue and it's really brightening. So I'm going to just pat a little bit of that under there. I only found that about a week or two ago and I'm amazed. Like, it's one of the best, if not the best corrector I've ever used. It's brilliant. Okay, red lip or nude lip? I'm going to go nude. These are little mini lipsticks that they've got for Christmas as well. 3 different nudes in the little pouch. Fab. So let's have a look. There's kind of a brown nude, a pink nude. This is going well, isn't it? Or a kind of, what we're going to call that one. I'm not going to waste too much time coming up with a name. I'm going to go with the one that we can't name, Once Upon the Stars. Do a little lick of this all over.